Well,
hello everyone and welcome back to Tiresome. Today we're doing fuel pumps, but not on this red car, on this one. And look who's back!
hello. We are going to replace the fuel pump on this Lotus Elan because it failed again.
This is the third time?
This is the...
Okay, yeah. So it's the third time it's been operated on.
When we bought the car, I was told that the man couldn't start it. He couldn't start it because it was blocked injectors, but he didn't know that. So he'd replaced the fuel pump, which didn't need replacing. So it had a new fuel pump, for which I have the receipt. We got the car started, ran it for a while, and then the pump conked out. That was fine. We put a new pump in and it ran fine all of the year that we ran the car. It's been off the road for a year. I've been starting it every 2 months, running it around the block and keeping it all going. But now I'm going to put it back on the road. On the way to the MOT, the pump failed. It's only done a couple of thousand miles with that, and I was very surprised. And I'm now replacing that with another new pump, and I will tell you the reasons why I think it's happened in a minute.
So it's worth mentioning at this point, and the reason why the car is here, is that father has actually already, well, diagnosed the fault because it's unfortunately happened before, but also you'll see that the interior is already quite torn up. You can see it's sort of quite a common system there, the sort of knock-off ring with the gasket, and that's the tank in there. It smells very fuely, and the pump is here. So he's actually already gone out, sourced a replacement, so really we are just fitting this one and hoping that the car starts afterwards. It's got fuel in it, I can smell that.
Yeah, about a quarter of a tank.
Quarter of a tank, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, talk us through your new pump setup then.
Well, what occurred to me, first of all, important information for all of you with a car that you lay up and it's got a pump in the tank. First of all, I was told by many people after the event that you should keep the tank full when storing a car. The reason is that...
Sorry, a car full stop or a car with an in-pump tank? An in-tank pump?
An in-tank pump, any car, either with a steel fuel tank and or an in-pump tank should be stored...
In-tank pump.
Should be stored with a full tank of fuel if you're going to store it without moving it for a long period. Why? Even E5 fuel has some ethanol in it. Ethanol attracts water.
And the more air is in the tank, the more rust that is, the more corrosion is.
So even if you've got a plastic pump or no pump in the tank, you will rust your steel tank.
Well, luckily I've got a stainless steel one in the Scimitar.
And there's no pump in the tank.
There's no fuel in it. It uses it too frequently.
So, why, you ask, if the in-tank pump is out of the fuel, is there a problem? Because there will be fuel in the pump, and if it drains out because the tank's quarter empty, the pump will be dry, and a dry pump doesn't like being dry.
Okay.
The pump should be wet all the time.
When you removed your one, did you see evidence of this?
No. The evidence.
It's all internal.
It's all internal. The evidence. What happened to my pump is that it blew its 3 amp fuse, and then when I took the old one out, I put it on the bench, and I managed to get it moving for a few seconds with 10 amps on a battery charger, and then it seized again.
Okay.
Not happy at all.
Can we talk about your toolbox for a moment? How old is that?
The toolbox must be about 45 years old.
Yes.
And I bought it for 50p from Wheelhouse Surplus Shop in Bell Road in Hounslow.
Shout out.
They may not be there now.
Probably not. But what's good is that it says, well, you can see it's got a taped out word here and then dream. It actually says Satan's Dream.
Yes.
Which was one of your first bands?
A three-piece band where heavy metal meets punk.
Was it like Black Sabbathy?
Oh, it was just bonkers. Yes.
And you covered that word up because, of course, you had children and you didn't necessarily want gothic profanities flying around the house.
No, absolutely not. All right, back to the plot. So,
such a heavy metal guy.
over here. So you don't want to store your classic car that's either got a steel tank or an in-tank pump without having it full of fuel when you store it. That will stop everything going rusty and being horrible. Okay, why would you get water in the fuel? First of all, ethanol attracts water, but on the Lotus Elan, as in most cars, you have a fuel filler cap.
And a breather, right?
And it breathes through the cap, right? Which is fine, because nothing's going to get in there, is it? Well, the problem is, of course, notice how this is, so the rain gets around the edges. And down in the bottom there is a little hole.
Yeah.
And that's a little drain hole that drains the water away. If that gets blocked with crap, then this fills up with water and it fills the tank with a bit of water through the breather.
Oh, so you literally get water in the tank?
Water in the tank. This is not unique to this car because I have just unblocked the drain hole on Karen's Audi TT, which has the same sort of caper in there.
Yeah.
And that one was blocked and it was floating in water and it was putting water in the tank. But of course, because this one gets used every day, it doesn't really matter. It will just splutter a bit and that's it. So
nothing like compressing a nice bit of water now.
Well, no, that's right. So we don't need to do anything more with that because we've done all that.
Yeah.
So we're now going to fit the new, what's its name?
And that's it, literally just flobbing it in, wiring it up, putting the knock-on sort of thing on, and that's that.
That's it. That's all we're going to do.
Right then.
So this is the pump assembly. For those of you that want to know, the connector goes on there. That is the flow back, return flow. That's the send flow. That's the little float and the little rheostat there that does your level. And that's your negative and positive to the pump with a little valvey thing in there. And I've just replaced this bit. This just pushes into that, and then that pushes on there, and it's got a couple of claw things so it doesn't drop off. I don't know why it has a bit of rubber around it, but they get sent with a new bit of rubber every time.
Is it to do with freezing, condensation, things like this?
Could be anything, I don't know.
Because if it gets warm, it could form condensation on a cold day or something.
Yeah, could be anything. But there's obviously a reason why it's very important. So there we are, and that's now going in the tank.
Go on then, you first.
Right. Now, the thing is, what we need to do, first of all, is put the rubber ring round, because we don't want the car smelling of fuel all the time.
No, that's literally just a gasket sort of scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that goes round there. If we can, actually it might be better to do it the proper way and do that.
Oh, the old slipperoony.
Now,
I like your camping setup here, by the way.
Camping?
Yeah, this scenario.
Oh, that's Lotus design.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
If something's good for one thing, why not make it good for two?
Yeah. You don't want a single use thing in there.
No, absolutely not. Now, why am I playing with my phone? Because I've done what all good people should do when they take things apart.
Take a picture.
Take a picture of what the bloody hell's going on before you take it apart.
Or you do what I do and take a picture, then forget to look at the picture and still get the firing order wrong
twice. Yes.
Twice on different cars.
Right, so this, I was looking for a little nodule that tells me which way round to put it, but that would be far too scientific.
That's too much weight.
Yeah. So it's going to go that way, simply because I know that's the way the pipes face. So it goes that way, and everything's set up to do it that way. So that's the way it's going in. Now that gets out of the way. That's going to go in there first. Then that goes down there like that. That goes in there like that. We're going to make sure that the floaty bit gets out, and that goes down inside because there's a thing that stops it getting surges, and then that, make sure it's at right angles, that should be the correct orientation. There, and it's in.
Lovely.
By the way, you may not have seen these at all. These are the connectors that slide on for the fuel input and output, and they slide on just like this, very cleverly. May need a wobble. But before we do that, of course, we've got to put the ring on. So now I'm going to demonstrate.
Yeah, how to take them off.
This is a bent staple.
That's a big staple, man.
Yeah, what? I know. It's a staple thing.
What? It's not a staple. Look at that.
It's a big staple that I bent, and this is now my go-to tool when the fuel pump goes. So now this ring goes on. If I can get all these pipes out of the way. There we go. Don't want to cross-thread it.
No. Or else you will be smelling of fuel.
I will.
Maybe even a little slosh now and again.
Don't want to make it too tight because when it fails again, I don't want to be struggling to get it off. Now, I can see from my picture that that red pipe does go on there, in fact. Like that. And it's got to push right the way on, otherwise we'll have fuel going every bloody where. And we don't want that. So by fair means or foul, it's got to go on there.
It's as easy as that.
Yes, it is. Ooh, doesn't really want to go on, does it?
How can you tell it's not on fully yet?
Well, I see the nice bit of that. It should be over that, I think. I would put it over that anyway.
Yeah, okay. I see what you mean.
Well, it is sort of on there.
Can you pull it off?
No.
Okay. In your picture, where is it? Oh, there's a nice bit showing.
There is a nice bit showing. It's not far off. It should be another like 1/8 of an inch in.
Oh, you reckon?
I reckon. See how this one goes.
Fuel is one of those things you don't just want to, you know, mess about with.
You don't really want to mess about with it.
Oh yes.
Earth connection. Non-reversible. Can't see where it is.
When you say non-reversible, you can put it in the wrong way around, I assume.
No.
Oh, you can't.
It's got little angles on the plug.
Oh, okay.
So if I was to do that,
it won't
blow
fuel out.
It doesn't want to go in.
Okay.
So it has to go in that way. So that's
whoa.
When it gets in there. There. So that should mean that the car will start.
Okay, let's have a go. And of course we should hear it prime.
We should. It should prime.
Should hear it prime quite a bit, I guess, because it's just been exposed for a while, and obviously the pump itself is dry. Can we hear it? The wipers are going.
Did it prime?
No.
Is the fuse blown again?
So one of the symptoms is on this car when the pump goes, it takes the fuse with it, probably because it's trying to pull current to, you know, power the pump, but it can't because the pump is seized. So it blows the fuse. So maybe Father has to replace the fuse, and hopefully then the fuse will remain unblown because the pump's working now. So it turns out the fuse hasn't gone. So we're just going to try and start it anyway.
Okay. No. I did hear relays clicking.
Yeah, the relays click all right. Well, I have to go and get me blooming test meter now and see where the power's gone.
Look, everyone, it rained. Isn't that lovely? Father was away getting his meter. It rained, so I closed the car.
The patent battery cover, please.
Oh. You interrupted my shot. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, all I did was close up the car so it didn't rain directly into the fuel tank.
Yeah.
Oh, golly. So, here's the meter. Some of you may remember this. I used it recently in one of my videos. And we'll see if the pump is getting electricity. If it is, which it probably is because the fuse wasn't gone, then either you can see there's the bits of wire that go down the pump there. I don't know if you can see from this far away, but there are connections down there where Father is sort of soldered and heat shrinked.
Yeah.
So it might be that one of those joints is broken, but they're quite new. But you know, you never know what happens in a gas tank. Why did I go there? Or indeed, the new pump is dead.
Did all that with the microphone on the wrong way, so I hope you enjoyed it.
We were at a bit of a loss there for a moment. We went through, all the connections are fine, polarities are fine, everything like that. And then we pulled up a wiring diagram, which shows that Father had actually sort of pulled the wrong fuse previously, but that's because it mysteriously went when the fuel pump went last time. So I have no idea. Either way, we've got this 7.5 amp fuse here, and I don't know if you can see too well in there. In the light, but it doesn't look necessarily blown, but it looks a bit weird. The wire looks weird inside, but we fitted a 10 amp now, just because we don't have a 7.5. I've never heard of a 7.5.
I've fitted a 7.5.
Oh, you have fitted a 7.5.
One.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So we're just going to try that again. Father was confident in his previous work, so he has actually refitted all of the gubbins and everything again already, so he's just going to check that's all clear, and then we'll try it again with a fresh fuse going into the right slot. The microphone was on the wrong way around the entire time I did that. Woohoo!
Keys are...
Oh no, somebody's had the keys away.
I see. They're on the passenger seat.
They're on the passenger
Why would that be on the passenger seat?
So what we're going to be looking for, of course, is the pump priming, or actually showing any sign of life would be a bit of a step forward.
Would be lovely. Preferably without petrol pissing everywhere.
Yeah, without petrol yeah, and especially if it doesn't like make a little spark at the same time, you know that. Can we hear it? Yeah. Yeah, we can hear it. Okay. Go on then.
Are you ready?
We're ready. Hey!
Look at that!
Wow, there you go.
The fuse was the one.
And I've got a budgie under the bonnet.
Little budgie under the bonnet.
It is a budgie, isn't it? Oh, it's gone. I was just about to get some audio on it. Lovely. Oh, we should check for leaks.
We should check for leaks. Are there any leaks?
No.
Good.
They've been checked.
I'm more than a bit pissed off about that, because when the car broke down, I said to myself, here I am in the middle of nowhere. So I thought, oh yes, this is the other bit of information I didn't tell you, isn't it? So I'm on the way to the MOT with my classic car. I'm insured. I'm not taxed or MOT because I'm on the way to the MOT, so I'm legally going to an MOT.
Yes.
My car breaks down, my classic car, on the way to the MOT.
Yeah.
So I ring the RAC and say, I've broken down, can you come and help? And they say, no, because you haven't got an MOT. I'm like, I'm on the way to the MOT. And they're like, tough. We've got an excuse not to bother helping you, and we still want you to pay all your money,
yeah,
but we aren't going to help you.
I get why they make that, because, like, obviously if your car's not road legal, road worthy or anything, then why would they want to cover it? But also, if you've got a paying customer,
yeah, who has got a genuinely booked MOT appointment, which he can prove. I could have told him what garage it was with.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wasn't impressed. So there I am. So I think to myself, well, I know what this is. The fuel pump's gone. And I was right.
Yes.
But of course, I found a blown fuse that wasn't the fuse that had blown.
So, sorry, just to clarify, are we saying that actually your old pump might be okay?
No, because it blew a fuse.
Oh, and sorry, and my brother, Phil, hi Phil, did test it with a probe and it was dead.
Yeah.
And we think that that's from storage, blah, blah, blah. We've already been through that, but it works now. That's the main thing.
Yes.
It's the main
It
thing.
does work, and I know how to keep it working, I hope.
Yeah.
But
Fuse number 3.
what I'm going to do, and I did have a pack of fuses and all the tools to take the pump out there with me, but I didn't have a pump. So what I'm going to do now,
It's going to be a little pump boy. You're going to have a reserve
I'm
pump.
going to have a reserve brand new pump in my boot, and all I need is a screwdriver and my
Little bit of staple, the size of, you know, a big staple, I guess.
my pipe removal tool.
Yes.
It's not going to focus on that, is it?
Your idea of how to how to get a camera to focus.
Focus, you bastard.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no.
there it is. It's got it.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
I'm
there
holding
we go.
it by
There
my
we go.
face.
Lovely.
There, you look at that. Oh, my.
Brilliant news, everyone.
Anyway, so there you are. The car works. I'm going to go and fill it up with fuel now.
Bye. Shout Phi Barther.
Oh,
Phi
bye,
Barther.
bother. Bye, bother.